Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Vine Panther Presents. Today, we got Kim and Chris because we're going back to Chicago with the Shy with season 5, episode 4. Oh, man. What can I say but predictable is the first word that came to my mind after watching this episode. But let's see what the crowd thinks. Chris, what did you think of this week's?
This is easily the best show on TV. It's I don't know who could think of Game of Thrones and The Wire when you got the Shy. So
you is a bitch.
This is
this morning. Like, what's going on?
This is no. The show's incredible. It's incredible.
Okay.
Getting people cheating with their exes and oh, how sweet of you. Oh, you got me stuff, even though your ex-boyfriend did that, all of that, and then some.
Yeah.
And
took care of you while you were dying.
Yeah, or that really nice guy who I worked with at the Goodwill thing, Christian, really nicest guy I've ever known. F that nigga. Let me go with his ex who now all of a sudden cares for his kids all of a sudden and stuff. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, and let me keep shitting on Dre because I am continuously going to be a bitch to Dre. Always. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it, but you know the words I go with. And and I don't know, I guess these kids be fucking or whatever, because it made it seem like, what was it, Maisha was experienced at screwing?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like the way she's like, I know I'm not. I'm like, no, I know. It's just like, I mean, she barely even kissed. What's his face? No,
exactly. Yeah. Like she haven't had the men lined up, bro. Like I don't know if she like. I get the dick on the regular, so I know how to protect myself. Well, that's basic education. Let's. You don't need experience to, like, if you know some basic shit of like contraception is your friend.
But
right?
Look at how many brothers and sisters she has. Like, now, her mom probably did have the talk with her, or she's like, I don't want to end up like my mother, so I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this.
And that would have been a better line. That would have tied it back to season 1 and 2 when she missed school. Remember, because she had to help take care of her many, many brothers and sisters.
Right.
Like that would have been a much better way to it was like, this is what I know.
Right.
I know the consequences of unprotected sex in the black community.
Any community, but still.
Yeah. And then Trig, then let's like, let's have him do this move and like make it seem like people don't already know his background of him being a gangster, or as if, let's give him a girlfriend who's an actual, who was born an actual girl, like knowing that everybody saw him with Imani. But now let's just pretend. It's just like, this show's incredible. I love it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm getting tired of acting upset. So I'm gonna be the exact opposite today. I'm gonna be happy. I'll be really happy today.
They wore Chris out.
Yeah.
All right. So Kim, what do you got for Kevin and crew?
Everything that Chris said. Everything. Except for, I'm like, this is BS. Okay, this is ridiculous. I was so pissed off when Gemma was pregnant. I was like, this is BS. This is the same storyline until every damn black show. Everybody's not a statistic. I myself was a statistic and still probably is a statistic to people, but it doesn't mean that it has to constantly continue. And it's always our community. Do they see that the reality shows now are with white women having kids at like 14, 15, 16? Nobody puts it on the white shows, but our black shows, we got to put them on Front Street. You got to make sure that everybody knows when you live in the ghetto, you're going to end up pregnant. Even though the reality shows are showing these young ladies with 2 parents in their house, white, and they got like 11 kids. And they're like 10. It's like,
what? Don't forget Phoebe and Friends. Remember that one time she was pregnant? But that was because she was pregnant in real life. I guess that was a little different. Yeah, I guess because
they had to make it real. So that's
So it's just I'm just very annoyed And Lena just keeps leaning into the stereotypes. Just keep leaning in. And I'm like, just stop it. Like, you don't. Gemma was the one character that I was like, this is phenomenal. I love the way she talks. She's so intelligent at a young age. She knew what her focus was.
Yes.
No, she did. She knew what her life was going to be.
Don't listen to Chris.
Which is normal. That's normal. A guy can kind of flip you around. That happens.
Gemma was always a hypocrite. Gemma was always a hypocrite.
Huh?
I said no. I was just saying Gemma was always a hypocrite.
Well, she was.
It was
but
like it was like going from Kevin to okay, like I want someone that can speak proper, and then let me ditch this kid who's obviously smarter for his best friend who actually shot a guy. Like, I mean,
no. I'm not saying that part. That part is. I'm talking about as far as
before that, when she was first introduced, she was an example of what the show should have been. Like, she was the woman,
you mean
Papa.
Innocent, like.
She was the girl version of Papa before the shit on her. For these writers,
Like, the way that pretty much everybody is in the very beginning. We're all innocent. I mean, I'm sure Charles Manson was innocent at one point too. You know what I mean?
Flipped her character. It's to me, it's horrible how they flipped her character. I mean, even the young lady, I can't remember her name right now.
It was the pants. It started with the pants. Where her pants.
She had a bitch on her ass. I was like.
That's where it started.
You were the first one who noticed that, David, was her pants. And I was like, I didn't even notice it. And then I watched the next episode and I was like, oh my God. So I mean, and that does happen. Now, like she's a middle-class girl and then she got with this ghetto guy, right? Okay. She could have went with Kevin, Kevin was actually from a middle-class family, right? She could have, but he's boring, right? Because that's how stupid young girls are, right? You don't want to go with the boring one. You want to go, just like what's going on with Kiesha. That guy accepted her and her child, was willing to be there to be our dad to this child. He gradually was like, I don't have to have sex with you to be with you. What? This guy is like, not that he's like, God or anything, but he was like what you're looking for, right? That's what she should have been. And she goes with Emmett, who has 3 freaking kids that he barely takes care of. And now this season is the only season I have ever seen all of them kids in one room on more than one occasion. What? What is wrong with these? The writers are horrible. I need this show to end immediately. Just stop the show. Because it does. And then Duda, Tracy was surprised that Duda threatened her. What? You're the idiot who dated him. He's a gangster. He's always been a gangster. And you're surprised that he threatened your life and your job. If you don't let his wife run your organization. Why are you surprised by this? Because he protects me. I feel protected with him. You really do. But now he just told you, if you don't shut up and go do what I tell you to do, you can disappear too, boo.
She needs to go.
This show is horrible. It shows every older woman stereotype. Why is Jada?
Jada was supposed to be the good one. Jada was supposed to be the good one. Out of all, in my opinion, you said Gemma. Did
she quit her nursing job because she has cancer?
Apparently.
No,
I mean,
well, to your point, the only one who's been to work is Papa. Papa
works. He was wearing the shirt.
Papa works at Sonny's. I mean, for the record, like you said, Jada hasn't been to work. Nina hasn't been to work. Nope. Fucking Emmett has showed up. I think he showed up to Sonny's, but you never actually see him at work. Like now, Papa runs that place.
Yes.
So you never see these people at work. Jada's stripper gigolo massage boyfriend. He also never been to work. Like you don't know. Fucking Darnell has not been to work. So what does he do that he can afford to take her to a nice any restaurant? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I appreciate the idea, but what does he do for a living that he has that kind of money?
And he's got 5 little
stimulus checks.
Wait, to that point, he no longer has those kids because they rewrote this character. So he actually does not have 5 kids from 3 other women, which he did in season 2.
What do you mean they rewrote it?
They rewrote the characters. What I said, like they after season 2, they forgot that you have not.
You mean we forgot? Oh, I thought you meant like they literally was like, nope, that didn't happen. No, you just meant like they just didn't want to bring it back up. Okay.
Well, that's the same thing, Chris. I mean, like if like this was his story. Like he was supposed to be a redeemed father that Emmett was mad about because he didn't get that father, and he had this whole big love situation going on, with his exes and shit. And they completely forgot about all that shit. And now he's just a man who finally realized that Jada's the love of his life, and he's doing his best. And like, if season 1 and 2 didn't happen, I would be okay with it. Like, I would be okay with Darnell finally coming around and trying to be with Jada. If we didn't see Jada date that Latino dude who tried to be good to her, but she chose Emmett over him, if we didn't see, like I would be okay with this, what they're trying to do with this relationship. But
you would? They both got significant others already.
So once
no, Lala's gone.
Well, no, I mean, I know they're not going to show her. But they brought her name up already this season. You know what I mean?
Season 1, only to the extent, and then for what? Why would you do that when clearly, to your point, clearly she's been written off the show? At least the young massager got a final episode. At least they acknowledged him enough to give him a scene where he walked out. Like Sonny.
And then I didn't get that either. Why are they broken up? Jada just said they need to fix what is broken. And then now they're broken up forever. Like, it's done. What?
Maybe not. It's not forever. Maybe she break up with Darnell because Darnell pisses her off again. And then
because Darnell is still the same person that he's always been. So I don't understand. Not to say that men can't change, because they can. They're a person, they can change.
But not when you that old. Not when you that old. You
so again, season 2, he told Emmett that cheating is in your DNA. He's talking to Emmett, right? To say, therefore, it's in my DNA. They have forgotten about this storyline. So so this episode actually showed the growth of Darnell. That he's like, I hear you when you tell me I can't just fuck you at home. I got to take you out. So he went out there, got her some nice stuff, and he matured. Like this is supposed to show the growth of his character. That not forgetting what we saw in seasons 1 and 2 about this motherfucker. So it don't make any sense. But like Jim's pregnancy was obvious. The only thing that I will give these writers credit for was that they usually don't drag out the paternity results when the character's pregnant. Usually they show up with stick in hand, 2-man, and be like, I'm pregnant. We need to talk about this. Like when she told Jake last week, we need to talk. I thought she was gonna be pregnant then, and that's how they're gonna do it. The fact that she and Maisha had the whole "what are you gonna do?" Usually person's not pregnant, but they want you to see what was going to happen if they were, and that kind of shit. Like when Randall and his wife went to the store to get the pregnancy test, and they spent the whole episode like, oh my God, do I want a baby? Do I not want a baby? And in the end, they didn't have the baby. That's usually how it works. So I was like, all right, you try to stretch it out. But I was like you said, this is the episode she officially decided, fuck the SATs. Well, let me ask you a question. I never took the SATs. So let me ask y'all a question. Doesn't that happen in your own school? Like, isn't that like a local school thing?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yes. And sometimes
you don't always take it at your school, but it's conducted by your school. But yeah, the first time I took it was actually at my school. Second time was actually at like a recreational center.
The reason I bring it up because why is Maisha and Gemma in the same SAT examination room? Because they do not go to the same school. In no way.
No, you don't need to. No, that's not how SATs work. I mean, when you have an SAT, even though like if you have one kid that goes to private school, someone has a public school, the SAT can be when they put you guys together or whatnot, because they got to pay like teachers and stuff like that. We could all be in the same class. I can be in the Catholic school. You can be in the public school. We can be in the same center. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So of all the things, they did do that part right. Yeah. That was of all the things.
Like long time ago, they used to only do it for that school, that particular school. Yeah. But now they actually change it. It's branched out.
Right.
So but then that was the plot convenience of getting Maisha and Gemma together so they could spend the whole day. And anyway, DeMarcus, thank you for being here. Yes, so Gemma is pregnant. This is a plot point with any straight couple relationship, actually. Whether you're black, white, Latino, like straight relationships usually end up in random babies. That at some point. Then you got like gay couples. If it's men, one of them's gonna have AIDS. That seems to be a thing. And then like lesbian couples, for some reason, just hard feelings and cheating. But said woman popping up pregnant, no matter, it was gonna happen. And then when I saw Jake was her man, I was like, there's no way the series is gonna end without Gemma being pregnant. Like that's just They're not going to pass that up. And yeah. So that being said, do they keep the baby? Is she so modern that she has an abortion because that is her rights? Like, I mean, like where
I don't think they'll do
that's
it.
coming. You know that's coming.
I don't know if they will do it again. I mean, they had Kiesha keep the baby. I don't know if they'll do that once again on the show. I mean, I think they had Kiesha keep the baby. Maybe not this time around.
No, she's gonna have an abortion for sure.
Did she have abortion?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
All right, because
only because Kiesha had the baby.
Yeah.
So now I feel like it's time for them to switch it up.
Right.
and if they want to be topical, depending on when this episode was written last year, probably, but they want to keep it like relevant with the Roe v. Wade thing. Then you got this is my choice. You got Papa saying some random shit is that Jim is trying to pick her food. Like, I believe in a woman's right to choose. Like, that was completely unnecessary to make no damn sense. But I was like, all right, I see where they're going with it. Jim's dad, I think, would more likely be like, the baby's not in your. But again, her career path now, all of a sudden she wants to be a hip hop music manager. What in the fuck is happening? Like, when did she ever do anything musical? Like, in any way? Like this. Let's talk about Maisha, because she shitting on Papa upset me so bad.
I thought that was
that rap. Yeah.
That was terrible.
However, though, Papa did the same thing to Jake, though, in the middle of that. He did. I guess my point is these kids are just they just shit on each other. Is my point. It's just like Papa will do that to Jake, and then so I guess it's kids karma.
Being kids.
This is kids being dumbasses.
But once again, they forget their own storylines. Last season, Maisha was an up and coming hip hop artist. Had fucking a professional photo shoot because she was so good.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden it's like I rap in my basement and Jim is trying to get me out there, but I don't know if I want to do that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, this whole cult following on the internet. Remember all that?
Remember? She was eclipsing fucking Papa. Yes. And then he was supposed to feel insecure because as a man, my woman is better than me. What in the fuck? Like, that was last season. Damn it. Like, oh man, I was like, y'all forget your own shit.
Yes.
Like, anyway, is Fatima transgender? Yes, she is transgender. So, and I like that it was Shaad that said, "What's wrong with it, man? If she makes you happy, like try to go for it."
Last season,
right?
Shaad was like, what is happening here?
Fucking that nigga in a skirt. I mean, like this. Yeah. This is
you know what the thing is though? That was even more realistic though. That's why it's like all of a sudden just like he did a 180. I was just like, no.
Well, I think they showed the character has grown.
Yeah.
He actually he started.
It hasn't even been a year yet.
Huh?
It hasn't even been a year yet since come on, man.
Well, he's grown because he realizes that.
Yeah. So he went straight Obama change stance type deal with the whole is that what you're saying? Like,
yes,
because Obama changed his stance like out of nowhere. That's the point I'm trying to make. But anyway, never mind. Never mind.
We get you, Chris. But the point is they showed this character, his relation with Imani, it changed over the season.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because at the end he was defending her with another unnecessary black motherfucker showed up trying to talk shit to her. Like, it was him that stood up for her, and like I appreciate the character, the character growth. Like
that he grew.
Yeah, that was actually one of the few refreshing things about this episode. I was like,
because really? They could have done the stereotypical, sending him back to jail because he couldn't make it.
Also true. The fact that he's not even in prison right now is success. Yeah, even though I don't know what he does for a living. Like, also, what does he do for money? I mean,
the tracing.
That's not a job. Like that's not a paying job. Like, that's like working at the YMCA.
But they still get paid for it.
I'm like, I don't. So I'm
it's a step in the right direction. Because he has to have a job. I'm
not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying they made a whole thing about him actually find real paid, bill employment. Also, where's his parole officer that should be tracking him at this point? So we know about that.
He still ain't really getting paid. He still ain't really getting paid because I think the other episode, when he was trying to treat his new girl, he said, "Hey, take him to Sunny." He's like, "I ain't got Sunny money."
You ain't got Sunny money?
It's a fast food place, nigga. Like, bruh. Like, even a dog knows that's some bull. Tell him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know, right? I know.
Fatima's introduction at Victor's coming out, events, kind of brings up some issues that they brought back Trinity House, right? So they're acknowledging the storyline that Amani went to stop the sex slave operation, done by Black people on Black people, but the reporter identifies the woman that he was with. But they don't. But this should have been the moment where they acknowledged that it was Amani again who stopped a sex slave operation in the middle of the Black community. She is the one that led the effort to get those women out of there, and the Trinity House was established to there. Then she should have connected the fact that was ran by the 63rd Street mob, who is connected to Victor, who's currently running for office, and connected to the former mayor, who's backing Victor. Like, this is a whole storyline.
And not only that, did you notice that Victor, it's so weird. I'm sorry, I'm still calling him Trig. Okay, that's bullshit. I know, but anyway, Trig talking about like, oh, my younger brother was beat up by the cops. I'm like, what about your little brother that was shot down? His name was Reggie. Do you not remember that nigga?
Hey,
like, yo, they act like, yo, even the mother be like, oh, I was looking out for you sons. I'm like, you had 3, bitch. Like, you had a 3rd.
Oh, no. She doesn't. No, Reg is done. Like, we talked about that last week because remember the picture, Chris, last week? They had the picture. Jake gave her the picture of the family when they were little. She said nothing about Reg. Nothing. I would have absolutely been like, oh, there's my son. Oh, look at all of you and Reg and Trick. I would have said that. She said nothing. They didn't show the picture. I was like, so Reg never existed. Like,
also, again,
now that's a rewrite. Now that's definitely a rewrite.
Yes.
His campaign is cops are the problem in our community, and right. Reg was murdered by Black drug dealers. So that's not really.
Yeah, but how does this not come out though? How does none of this come out?
Wait, how did the video of him whooping that murderer's ass a couple of days ago not come out?
Yes. Like, I mean, how does that not come out? I mean, and then again, they're trying to again hook him up with basically they're basically saying it's not a good look for him like messing around with someone who's trans or whatnot. But everyone saw you with Imani, like they know the history. It's like it's just so I just don't get it. It's like we're just supposed to everyone who's like now voting. We don't know that your name used to be Trig. I'm wondering why they called you Trig. Like what it's like it's just like let's just ignore shit. Let's ignore that Emmett just stole his shit from Sonny. Like all this stuff that I'm still pissed about. Never happened. I will never forget it ever.
And we shouldn't. And we never. But hold up. So the tiara thing is a little bit different, right? Because they are portraying Victor as a single man who needs a woman. Neither he nor Duda said Amani is not the one. Amani is trans. Too many Black people are homophobic. This is not the look, right?
Oh, like, it'll come up. It'll come up once he starts hooking up with the old reporter. You don't think that's going to come up?
No, but I'm saying, but to your point, I'm saying she should have brought it up because she referred to Amani as a co-partner in Trinity House, not your girlfriend, soon to be fiance. Like to your point, like that would have been the opportunity to be like, where is she? Because clearly she's a trans woman representing her community and whatever. This would have been the opportunity to be like, where is she? Mr. Victor.
I don't think she cares. I don't think she cares about that because all she wants to get in the pants. She forgot. She's forgetting the fact that there was a woman that was on his arm.
Also,
true. Like, oh, here's my number.
True.
Other women don't exist. So other women don't exist to her. It's like literally like, hey, Tree. Like that's it.
Well, that's because
it's like Andre. Like, hi, Andre. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what this is.
Well, no, that's because Trig was automatically, he was the one that pursued said relationship. He's the one that saw her across the room. Even Shaad saw that and was like, hey, lady.
Look. So a look was like, hey, good answer. Okay. like, come on. Like she wasn't saying, come fuck me with the words that she was using.
I'm
Like, that's not what you think.
I'm saying it was Victor. It was Victor who pursued it, and when she clearly saw that he was interested, that's when she asked, "So are you two still together?"
Oh,
like
so it's all his fault. Like
it's
let's
not
not
about
give
fault.
her any.
Chris, you know I am not the one
Like no responsibility for her. Okay.
You know, I'm not the one that supports cheating in any way, shape, or form. Like, I'm quickly to call a cheater a piece of shit. I'm just saying, in this situation, anyway, the point is they're going to move forward. Obviously, they're going to move forward with this relationship. Let's talk about that Tierra is fucking Candy. Like, I was like, what? So,
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, the moment that Duda said my play niece, I'm like, yeah, I bet you'd be playing with your niece, all right? Like, I mean, like, no, that's probably going to come out too. That's gonna be like yo, like sometimes they be having threesomes or something. Like yeah, it's
fun,
like,
it's funny you should bring that up because I was wondering why Tierra didn't notice the fact that obviously her baby boo is looking at another woman, right? So like I'm hoping one day that was going to be a discussion, and then she could be like, hey, you can fuck whatever woman you want because I'm fucking my own woman, and then maybe we get all four of them together because the Shy believes in sex positive relationships. So like I'm hoping that all four of these people get together at some point before the series is over because why not?
Like Tommy and his girl who was also with the other dude, that Irish dude.
They
that's the
could,
Shy for you.
They could have tag teamed her, but like they said no. But I'm saying, but the Shy, anyway. I'm just saying, let's just see where this relationship goes. I thought it was interesting that he's consistent. I mean, to your point of what he's attracted to or whatever. But again, is he not attracted to her because she's not a trans woman, or just because he realizes it's all set up anyway, and maybe the reporter is more of a genuine relationship that he don't think it's all fake and for political. Like we don't know like what really gets him from point A to point B. But the fact that he did fall in love with somebody else, I guess.
Like he just got dumped like 2 weeks ago. Like what the hell? Like this and it wasn't even really a dump. It wasn't even really a dump. It's like she needs some time to think about. Like time, like come on, man. Like
that's better than Kiesha and Emmett. This trick with like the same day she was like, Emmett's we're fucking. But you know what? Too, I'm happy. I am happy that they haven't fucked yet. I'm happy that
why? Oh, just because they didn't do it in this episode, even though
or last episode. Like to me, that's progress for this show. For this show, that's progress. The fact that they're even trying to acknowledge that you got to give the show a little bit. The fact that they're trying to acknowledge that Tiffany may actually be upset about this. I'm trying. That's something. Like I'm giving them some type of realism that she's like Kiesha's actually thinking about how this may be fucked up and Tiffany may be upset. Like I'm giving it something. To your point, Sonny has not been seen since Emmett took his store, right? I mean, this show has done some stupid shit with some characters, right? So this is some type of realism, some type of effort to be like, what is Tiffany going to do when she finds out? And I'm like, so I'd be interested to see what she does when she finds out. Like, does she really care? Does this bring her back to Emmett?
No, I don't think Emmett wants her anymore.
Oh,
that's bullshit.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
so you think he would dump Kiesha and go back?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or at least try to see her on side.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah. Oh yeah. This is Emmett we're talking about.
To your point of Daddy of the Year award, it really again. This irritates the fuck out of me, bro. 3 kids. He only gives a fuck about EJ. Those other 2 kids magically went home to their mamas, which you have never been acknowledged or seen in this season. And all of a sudden, I think we're supposed to give him credit that he's trying to be somewhat of a daddy type figure to Ronnie. Who gives a fuck? That's not your child. Like, you got 2 actual biological kids you should give a fuck about. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see Kiesha with all 3 of his kids plus Ronnie, and she go, let's see if I'm trying to hook up with this dude who's bringing 3 of them to the table. But clearly they're trying to play.
They have all of them. She had they twice she was in the room with all of the kids.
Once.
For Christmas. No, Christmas Eve she was there.
Once.
And then just
she's right. That is it was twice. It was a Christmas episode. Yeah, when it was like the gifts or whatnot.
The gift wrapping, that's once.
Yeah.
And then this episode.
This episode.
All the kids were there.
Yeah, when she was studying.
They were there. Yeah. They made the tent.
They were all there. Yeah, they were playing with the forts.
They made the tent.
You're gonna make me do it. All right.
How'd you miss that?
How did you miss it? They made the tent for the kids.
Really? You don't remember the fort?
One kid. They made a tent for Emmett because Emmett said he was bored. The other two sons were not there.
So you only saw one. So you tell me you only saw one kid.
Yes.
Seriously.
And I will go back and watch it. But anyway, why I do that? Because I will. Because I know. Because that's what made me mad. I'm like, where are those other two kids? It was Emmett.
Well,
they were there.
Okay.
They were there.
When you have other kids, no, but even if they weren't,
it is hilarious. You got to go back to watch it. But
right,
go ahead, because you'll see that me and Kim was right.
Right.
And then you're gonna be like, damn, how did I miss this?
But when you have when your kids live with their mother, the father does not have them all the time.
But conveniently, the other two kids went back to the mamas. Is what I'm saying. Why was EJ there?
They go back to their mama? He already had them for Christmas and Christmas Eve. Why they gotta be with him every single day?
Does EJ have to be there? Why does EJ have to be there? He is just another baby mama child, just like the other two. So why does Emmett have to? Why does EJ have to be there? What's special about
there? Because that's how Tiffany and him worked it out.
So
everybody's working. Everybody's different how they work out.
They've made no effort to acknowledge the other two baby mamas this season.
No, that's true. That
part's true.
Right.
That's
true.
But
a lot of times, I mean, but you sometimes see it too, especially when you're talking about like kids, even if like they might be half siblings, like they'll have fun if they're together. So they might, like maybe they like Kim said, they might have had an arrangement like, yo, how about get all the boys together, for Christmas, they'll have fun. They kind of play squirt guns at each other or whatever, you know what I mean? And then that's,
everybody's arrangement is different. Like him and Tiffany with EJ is different than what he has with the other two baby mamas.
Or it could have just been a half day, maybe. He was with them. Yeah, it could have been with the baby mamas, like during the morning, and then
I'm saying to the point that we all acknowledge that they don't acknowledge those two baby mamas. Yes.
No, I agree that.
All right, yeah, that's true.
So I'm saying it would at least Kiesha could have been like, "Where are the other two boys? They're with their mamas." Just acknowledge, like the only co-parenting relationship this show wants to focus on or act like exists is Tiffany, EJ, and Emmett. They make no effort to acknowledge the other two, which makes them, and that will give Kiesha again some thought to be like, do I want to put my child into this chaotic family of like, I got to deal with not one, but two other baby mamas who may be like, I got to share child support, which by the way, also has not been a discussion. Emmett should be paying child support to not only EJ, but those other two kids, like in season 2, when that was a discussion.
But remember last season, he got the child support stuff straight because they did talk about it last year. And he got all of that straight with all the baby mamas because he said it. He said it to Kiesha, as a matter of fact. They were sitting at the table at Sonny's, and he was talking about child support, and he had said that he had gotten everybody straight, so everybody was good. So he owns Sonny's now, so of course he's paying child support, but they're not going to.
He got that money. He got that good money.
Let's not do that. But I mean,
but they're not going to talk about it.
We hope.
You want this show to be better written than it is.
Then what? All right. I'm saying, like, to me, I'm saying, like, that would have been something to be like, okay, if she's trying to move forward with him, she's trying to see him. I'm assuming the scene was to show us that Kiesha sees Emmett as some type of father figure of some sort.
She's saying that he's trying to do better. That's what she's saying, and she already knows about the other mothers. Just because he has the only time that you have issues with other baby mamas is when if they have issues with you or you have issues with them. Those baby mamas know who Kiesha is. I don't think if her and Emmett got together that they'd be like, oh, fuck no. No, they just do what they do. You have to work it out. I'll just ask for the acknowledgement. As they're trying to put this thing together. Anyway, so back to Candy's character. She just came in. I like, again, the storylines that they choose to acknowledge and they choose to don't. I like the fact that she threw in Tracy's face that Ronnie's dead. Yes, I like that too.
They remembered that storyline. But again, I loved it. That was awesome, right? Because Tracy was like, never mind. Yeah, she had to shut her fire. It was like, bitch, you trying to throw stones at me, I'm throwing them back at you. How about you just as ruthless as me and my husband? How about we start with the fact you're still fucking my husband, right? Last time I checked. Right? Like, that should have been part of that. That should have been the beginning of that conversation, right? But I think she doesn't care. I don't think she cares. I mean, she's got her girlfriend. Well, again, but I would say it would have been cool again to at least acknowledge, to be like, hey, I know you said, but anyway. Also, I think as we talked about, which I don't think they're going to do, because Q hasn't come back since episode 1. He'll be back. He's next episode. So Candy should acknowledge that again. How do you feel about the fact that you're working with the man who raped you and made said child, since you want to keep on bringing this child up. Because
thoughtful. That's too thoughtful. She's like, they're not gonna come on.
That would be, I'm saying, but that would be like, because like you got to be thinking about that. But how did she know so much about the Ronnie situation anyway? I mean, I was like,
because Duda told her.
How did
Duda know? Tracy told him.
She specifically on. You be telling me on camera. We got Tracy.
Oh, I don't remember whether it was on camera, but I'm absolutely sure that Tracy confided in Duda what she had Ronnie do.
Hello, absolutely. Lover. I caused this man to kill a kid on accident, and that resulted in Ronnie getting killed.
Yes, I'm sure she did. Why wouldn't she? I mean, she thinks that she's in love with Duda.
I'm like,
and she can trust him. Remember, she said she trusts this man with her life. People have pillow talk, and I'm sure that's what she told him.
Also, don't you think Ronnie is too old or too big to be breastfeeding? Oh, that looks like a big ass grown ass kid.
Okay, like, didn't we talk about this last week? One minute he's in a carrier, the next minute he should have been in the damn stroller.
He's big as fuck in this episode. Kid. He's a big toddler. Like I'm like, but then they showed you the scene of her breastfeeding this big ass kid. I'm like, I am confused.
Okay, now look. Some people breastfeed their kids till they're 5. I did it 6 months and I was done.
Yes. I was like, that's that kind of, oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let's get to Lene and this whole bullshit. Like, cause that was upsetting me. Like you said.
Which part?
No, okay. So me personally, I want to start with the fact that Nina and Dre were like, well, we were trying to let for the brother to work his stuff out. We thought things were working out with him.
How?
He murdered. He is a murderer / woman beater. Like this.
Yeah. But you were gonna let her go back with him.
Like
what?
But then that was the first part of what the fuck am I watching? But then the second part, as you two brought up, she's been living with him for months. But now Nina's like, I don't know if we want to take on the responsibility of help raising another child. Dre decided that on her own and brought that kid and was like, so Dre is responsible for this situation. She is the one that said, you're coming home with me. That was not a family decision. That was Dre's decision. But Nina went along with it. This conversation should have happened last season. To me, like, why is she? Anyway, but it's, what y'all think? What y'all think about the whole CPS situation? Was it realistic? Do you think it's too late?
I mean, I never heard of someone just coming to the house to just be like, basically he's disqualified of having your of being your what do you call it? Guardian. Yeah, I mean, like, do you have to do a house call for that? Like, you can't tell me that shit on the phone.
They absolutely come to your house. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
But
they gotta come where she's
go.
at. They have to, and then they have to talk to who she's been staying with. They gotta look around and see. And then also, to be honest with you, they wouldn't even leave her staying with those people because by law, she's not supposed to be there. She's supposed to be in a home, in a foster home, and they're supposed to be placing her. She's illegally actually in Dre and Nina's house right now. So that whole thing was a lie. I don't know. That is not what really happens. They would have came in there and they would have took her and they would have put her either in a foster or they would have put her in a home until they found her a foster home to go to. Then Dre and Nina could apply with the court to have custody of her. And that process takes a while too, because I was a foster kid till I was 12. So I know it takes a long time. And then because they have to investigate the girl's family to make sure there's no cousins, aunts, grandmothers, anybody that could possibly in the family take this child. If there's nobody else, they'll go ahead and investigate Nina and Dre and let her, and the judge will sign off on it. But it could take like a year. It could take 2 years. That wasn't realistic to leave her.
So at this point, though, isn't she like 16? I mean, like we already said, to take the SAT.
Doesn't matter. She's not 18.
They got it.
She's not.
I understand, but what I also noticed too, though, is like, for example, like what I've seen, like with certain, with some family members up in Detroit, especially when you're talking about like areas where it's like impoverished areas where it's like certain things are kind of overrun, like especially orphanages and stuff like that. Like at the time, like they're 16, like sometimes judges be real lenient and be like, okay, you're 16, yes, you're technically not 18. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's just more like looking the other way. I'm not saying it's right, but especially you talking about those urban areas and whatnot. A lot of times they're like, look, like this is probably the best you're probably going to get. Unfortunately, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it still has to.
I would imagine, especially talking about Chicago.
It still has to be done by the court system.
That's what I'm saying.
It has to go. They have to legally go in front of the judge and do everything. They're not legally. That girl is not supposed to be in that house with them. When the brother lost his guardianship, that woman was supposed to take that girl out of that house. Period.
And that should have happened when he was on the run for murder last season, and there was a warrant put out for his arrest. Like she shouldn't even made it to Dre and neither at all. No. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like this whole thing, because him being arrested implies that he gave his guardianship to Dre, which didn't happen, and therefore his situation changes their situation, which has nothing to do with any other. No. Once he becomes a fugitive, like she should go up. She should go up into the system until someone fixes it. Does Tina even have Tiff even have a job this season? No.
No. That's she ain't doing weed no damn job.
No one has been to work. like there's no discussion of
work. Yeah, COVID, right?
Stop it, Chris. Like,
Chris, it's COVID.
But you know what? That would have been a reason.
Jada's a nurse,
right? Well, until she got fired for bringing drugs home, and then like or whatever, and then like that was done. But to your Chris, like DeMarcus, they haven't. No, she's never been to work or even discussed employment. Her legally weed dealing boyfriend, which is her business partner, just magically brings stuff home, and so I'm like, who is he working with? Lene's brother was actually defending himself because his girlfriend's brother brought a gun. Yeah, that's because he was beating said girlfriend, and the brother went over there to save his sister, and then that turned into an altercation. So let's not do that. Like he was a woman beater and a murderer, period. And he's going to jail. Even if it's manslaughter, he's going to jail. Like, and he deserves to be there. Like, I mean, so I don't. The Shy character got the Blanca Rodriguez effect. They do everything. I was like, yeah. It's mind numbing. But like, anyway, so when you said, Kim, when you said, David, what you said was going to happen, I actually thought this was the episode that maybe Kevin and Lynette got together, because I still think she's gay. I still think that's what they're going with her character. But I was like, because they were laying there on the floor and the video games were there, like, and I was like, it's an emotional moment. So I'm like, is this going to be the moment where she's like, I miss you, some, but I'm still at this point, a girlfriend's coming. Like that's gonna be where she characters are.
She definitely sees Kevin as a brother. Like her interaction with Kevin is, I love him like a brother. She doesn't.
Yeah, right.
She's not feeling nothing for him.
All right. Characters are going missing from the Shy like R. Kelly's victims. That's a matter of fact. Where is Wallace?
Did y'all hear that now that parents are gonna people are saying that the parents should be locked up and in jail because they allowed their children and their teenagers to be molested by Kelly? I was like, what?
I understand. I see where they're going with that, but again, that is, they didn't say that. Did they say that to Michael Jackson and his alleged victims? But he didn't get convicted though. He didn't get convicted.
He never got convicted.
So R. Kelly got convicted. So there you go, buddy. But they're like, he didn't do it by himself. Yeah, but he did it though. So, but anyway,
basically, because they're saying he gave permission. But Michael Jackson, those parents gave permission to Michael Jackson too.
They got money. So if they can prove that R. Kelly paid those families, then you may have something. But Michael Jackson left a good, strong financial trail and non-disclosure agreements. Yeah. So there's that. I was like, fuck me. Anyway, I don't like what they're doing with Papa. I felt bad.
I don't know what's happening with Papa. I feel like something bad is about to happen.
I think this scene plus what happened last season is how he ends up with said Ronnie's murderer, and he starts following his example. Because remember, he was like, stop caring what people think.
Right.
And then you'll be all right.
Right.
And I think they're trying to build that thing where he loses Maisha, apparently, who thinks it's okay to shit on him. His friends already shitting on him. And maybe said murderer is the only one that stands by his side. I don't understand
why her character is shitting on him like that, because she's friends with Papa and she seemed to care about him. But every chance she gets, she shits on him.
Oh, you mean with that thing? I didn't look at it as like more really shitting on him. Like in the sense, all right, so
I don't want no.
so if you rap, huh?
That's
No. What she said, the line was, I don't need a pastor's pulpit to blow up or whatnot. I mean, Eminem has said that about Dr. Dre.
No,
like
she said I don't need a church boy. She also said that.
Church boy. Yeah, that was in the same line.
She was
talking
about Papa.
Church boy to blow up. Yes, I know that was about Papa. I guess my point is, even when Dr. Dre was saying, I didn't even need, talking about like a white boy didn't put me where I'm at. Like, yes, he was talking about Eminem, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's shitting on Eminem. He's basically talking about look, I could do this my own damn self. So I just look, it was just her rapping in this. I don't know. I've heard a whole lot worse as far as if you want to talk about something.
Papa right now is going through some stuff. And I wouldn't have said that about him. I would have even said something positive about Papa.
Do you think
Papa showed me the way, or Papa is my friend. We didn't work out as lovers, but now he's my friend. You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole story. But no, I see her.
Do you think the gun's going to be moved to him?
Huh?
Do you think the gun, the gun's going to be pointed at Emmett next episode? Do you think he's going to get in the way because it was at Sonny's? Because you guys saw the preview for next episode, right?
Oh, yeah.
So someone put a gun on Emmett while he's behind the register. And I'm wondering if Papa gets him, no, don't do probably it's the kid.
It's that boy. I bet you it's that boy.
Yeah. Well, when you saw the hand, we saw that. I mean, not to be too racial, but when I saw the hand, I was like, oh, it's a little dark little hand. Oh yeah, it's a small little hand. I'm telling
you, it's gonna be that boy, that killer. It's gonna be Ronnie's killer.
Yeah. It looked kind of feminine. So yeah, it was definitely him. I think. Yeah. But yeah, and I think Papa's going to jump in the front. Yeah, he got some feminine hands. You saw him trying to fight that other kid when homie had to jump in. It was you hit like a bitch. Yeah.
Chris, all right. I don't know where Chris is going with this, but I believe.
No, I know where I'm going. What I'm saying is Papa's going to probably jump in front, and to y'all point about something bad about to happen to Papa. I think maybe next episode is where it happens.
I know. I see. I think he still has further to fall. I think because there was supposed to. I thought this season they said something like that. He was supposed to. He and Jake and were supposed to fight. Him, Kevin, and Jake. They're supposed to break up as friends. Before this happened. It could be next season. I think they may wait closer to the end of the season before they kill him off. But yeah,
he needs. So if he dies and then Gemma and Jake have a baby, it's what should we name the baby? Corn Pop, Papa or whatever, or something just like
What
Ronnie,
is his actual name? Does anybody know?
I don't think anybody knows his legal name.
Big.
You said big. You said big. Oh, also, thank you, Chris.
What's up?
Why the fat kids always gotta be surrounded by food, man?
I was surrounded by food. I'm trying to remember. He was
fucking Maisha. Maisha's she and Jimmy together. She's I gotta eat, girl. And Jimmy's can I have this on the side? And she's trying to be healthy, because she's a smaller girl.
No, she's a vegan
for her child. And Maisha was
I think you're looking too far into it. I don't think it was more of a dig towards her because she was big. I think it was a dig towards a prissy girl trying to be a vegan.
My point is, what that was. Every time, if it's not Maisha, it's Papa. At some point.
Like no joke, I could see Jake being in that scene with Gemma, and that scene going the same way.
But he was when it comes to those two characters, at some point, food is coming up. You're gonna see the meeting, and I'm that's fucked up. So yeah, Papa ain't making it out this series. That's the other inevitable. And that may be the sign of how bad things are. That even Papa, it wasn't Jake. It wasn't Jake. It was Papa that went down out of black violence, because it won't be white racist cops that gets them. Let me tell you that. It's gonna be another black.
I think that it's gonna be that boy who shot Ronnie, because what he's gonna do is he's gonna get in good with Papa, right? And he knows Papa works there. So he's gonna try to rob them. That's what probably he's holding it to Emmett's head, right?
Yeah. He was behind the rest. Yeah, it was definitely. He said, and it was very quick. It was give me it's clear they were getting robbed. And just hearing the voice, I was oh, it's a snot-nosed kid. It's him. You know what I mean? But they ain't sure. But this show's so obvious. You know damn well. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. But that's probably the route we're going to see. And then, damn, who's going to do the eulogy? It's going to be his own father that you haven't seen in two seasons. You haven't seen. And then in that board, they were oh yeah, I forgot, sir. You under arrest now for embezzlement?
He gets arrested at the funeral for money laundering. He finally gets arrested for money laundering.
Finally, yeah.
Oh, he already got arrested. This will be the second time.
I was saying, well, I'm saying like he get convicted. Like he finally gets convicted. Like if you see him right now, somehow he's on bail, but that hasn't got brought up again. A lot of these characters,
none of these stories, they dropped like a whole bunch of storylines. They only focused on those people that are behind Chris.
But I'm saying, but even
minus Ronnie.
Minus Ronnie. I'll say though, even that, I'm just saying like season 1, 2. These are not season 1, 2 storylines. Like we've accepted in season 3 in the middle of season our reviews. I was like, Chris, we gotta let this shit go, bro. Like season 1 and 2 didn't happen, and now they're just making a new story. But like this,
it's just crazy. Like Reggie doesn't exist like at all, dude. like he does not fucking exist like at all.
And it doesn't even make any sense.
I can understand the whole Brandon thing because Brandon wasn't really like affiliated necessarily with them or whatnot, other than maybe Kevin a little bit.
The show was like based around Brandon when it first started. It was Kevin and Brandon.
See, I would say, especially with season 2. Season 2 was definitely his season, and that was supposed to be the catapult for season 3.
Right?
And they just like fuck all that. But like now again, as Chris said, I think we started doing. He was like, Emmett's it. Like Emmett's supposed to be the new Brandon. Like he's supposed to be the moral compass or some bullshit. Yeah. I'm like, what?
No.
What?
Yeah.
let's not.
Well, I mean, so we thought, no joke. I think we all said that. Oh, Emmett is turning a new leaf when, like, I guess after the whole thing with Kiesha being kidnapped and she didn't allow anyone to talk to her at all, except for Emmett. And Emmett was like, we were like, it's like, all right. So, well, I was like, hopefully, it's like I'm crossing my fingers. Maybe this is a turning point for Emmett.
Yeah.
And then we just got disappointed. This is like the sequel. We're just like, nah, it's as shitty as we thought it was going to be. So fucking Emmett. God damn Emmett.
So we all agree Bakari is trying to rob Emmett in the trailer. That's that is our prediction. And the only question is, again, does Papa die in that episode? And what does that mean? Usually they kill off a character like this, they had promise. Right, like they had a future. They're going off to something. So if he would have been taking the SATs along with Maisha and fucking Gemma, he's like, oh, I got my scholarship. I'm getting my degree by whatever. Right. And then he gets murdered. Then it's like, oh, all this promise is gone. Right now, he's kind of like a side joke. Right now, like in the big scheme of things. So
and what's going to happen is that because he jumped in front of, he's going to become the hero. Like he'll be on the internet. And everybody be like, oh, Papa was a great guy, da. And he'll get what he was, what he's always wanted. But he's gonna be dead. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad. I really don't agree with them killing Papa. I think, why? You don't need to do that.
Right? Like, I mean, Jake fit the profile. Really.
Jake is the typical, but I also feel like because Jake is the typical one, they're not gonna do that to him.
Yeah, it would be
absolutely not going to change him into a thug. Now, if they have a movie 2 years from now, Jake is going to be the one who got stuck. He's still in Chicago. Kevin has moved to California,
and Jake's taking care of it. He's actually a good single father. Taking care of his kid.
Not with Gemma. It's another.
And then Gemma's strung out somehow.
Gemma's a lawyer. No, Gemma's a lawyer.
She ain't no damn lawyer.
I don't know about that. The first.
No. She'll be like the homegirl. No, she'll be like the homegirl that had promise in Snowfall. What's her name? Franklin's girl at first. The cop's daughter. Yeah. Like she had promise, and then
she could get on crack.
That's what she'll be. There you go.
There we go. Wait a minute, or heroin, because heroin is making a comeback. So
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like light-skinned people. In Jerry Curls. I would rather watch Chirac, the movie, than the Shy right now. Man, that's hard.
I'm telling you, they're gonna. I really believe that they're gonna do like some type of movie, like a year or two. You know how they do, like Ray Donovan did.
I can. No, don't do that, because that was good actually. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
Wait, which one was good?
She said Ray Donovan the movie. Like, nah.
Okay.
Well, you know how Ray Donovan they ended the series, and then all of a sudden they said, oh, we're gonna do a movie to really end everything.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
That last season, clearly, I mean, there was supposed to be more, but I think because of budget, whatever, they're like, fuck it, we're just gonna do a movie, knock this thing out. But anyway, it was well ended. Dexter, not. The Shy also.
So that's why they'll have a movie, because it's not gonna end well.
That's like, hey, it's gonna be Victor running for winning city council.
No, he's gonna be mayor.
He will be it will be his next run for mayor, right? He will be
Duda,
running for mayor.
somebody's gonna finally shoot Duda.
So what happened
He's
to
gonna
that?
run for mayor. Well, I think not only is he going to run for Victor, going to run for mayor, but he's going to win. But then as soon as he gets in office, he gets arrested, and then he's going to ask the president for a pardon, like or some shit like that. You know, it's going to be like some typical politician stuff. I think that's what's going to happen with him. He was like, "Damn." I was like, "Damn."
Duda runs for president? Like
No, I meant Victor.
No, I said, but you saying if he runs for mayor, I was saying maybe Duda somehow became president.
Why not? I know, right?
It's the Shaad, baby. It's the
Senator, right?
He can't do any worse than the one we got now. So
also to this point, things that have not been brought up again. The 63rd Street Mob as an organization has not been brought up. The fact that's what Duda's from, that's what Q is from.
Because that would have been in that town hall. That would have been my first question. So who is actually who are you? Who's behind you for real?
Who's
funding this?
What? Yeah.
Who's also real quick. It was good that they used Fatima to acknowledge that she is the one that wrote the article that said the people want Victor to run for office. Because when he was going door to door and people like, who the fuck are you and why are you here? I'm like, who are these people that were screaming out for him to be their leader? It was her. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Because no one knows you and gives a fuck about you. So I'm like, who are these people they're like rising up to say you're gonna lead us to the promised land? Hey, Mark, how's it going? Anyway,
what about the mama? Did anybody give a rat's ass about the mama going into
Trinity House
housing or whatever?
Yeah, was that a recovery house? What was that?
So
recovery house.
Again, it wasn't. Because Trinity House was established after the sex traffickers. It was intended to help them. But then,
well, it's changed, David.
That's what I'm saying. So
I was going to say, yeah. So like you said, forget what you saw in previous seasons.
I mean, because I'm like, what
you
happened?
Didn't see what you saw. You forget it.
I was like, what happened to that? They should have a picture of Amani as they're found. Like, she should have a picture, and Victor should have a picture up there. Seriously, because Amani did all that. I mean, she made.
You know what? Her cat. You know what? That I thought that she left the show because of Disney's policy.
Yes,
she left it. No, that's not why she left the show. She was supposed to take COVID, do COVID vaccines, and she refused to do that. And then they twisted it and said, no, it's Disney. It's the way Disney feel. And I'm like, Disney goes out their way now to incorporate transgender and they have even characters in the newest cartoon who are gay. So I was like, and remember Shrek? Shrek has a transgender bartender. So I was like,
well, I mean, you can watch the Marvel movies, and I mean, for example, because I'm actually going to post that, like, there's like Christians who are protesting the new Thor movie, not because it's bad, which it is, but because they got too much like gay stuff in it. But like that's a thing.
Yeah, so she actually got in trouble for the COVID thing, right? Kind of like the same thing with
that was a better cover for it, though. I mean, because here's the deal: people are not going to attack you if it's sent out there that you decided to leave because you felt that Disney wasn't representing LGBT, compared to you not taking a COVID test, like Homegirl from Black Panther. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Because she got torn apart. Wasn't it? She got torn apart in the sense of like, she's like, oh, well, I ain't taking no COVID, like doing a COVID test. Mm-hmm. And then it was delaying Black Panther. And fans was like, yo, dump her. They were like, dump her, get rid of her. Like, so yeah. So they probably saw that.
They did dump her because she did do it. She actually took the COVID test, and then she went out there and then she hurt herself. And then they were like, okay. And she said, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, the fans already got pissed. But I guess I guess they saw that, and then they were like, oh shit, yeah, we got to change it. Disney's fault or something. Yes. I don't know. Maybe that's.
I don't even know how Disney's even connected to this shit. Like, they don't own Showtime, do they? Like, I'm confused what Disney has.
I think they do actually.
I thought. I think I was gonna say, yeah, they got Cinemax. Yeah, they got like Cinemax, and they got a couple.
Yeah, I think they actually do.
Yeah, they got a few.
Cinemax got bought out, I guess, somehow by Warner Bros. Because all their content is on HBO Max. So like, that's not like they own. So I know Disney owns it. Anyway, ain't got time. We gotta get to the Supreme Team. So anything else with this video, Chris? or the series? All right, you're a man of few words.
I'm
He's positive. He's being positive. Remember?
He's trying to
I
He loved it.
he's trying to make lemonades out of lemons.
This is the best show. Who cares about the old man? Who cares about Westworld? You got the Shy. The
He
Shy.
said, I finally watched The Old Man, and it's awesome.
The Shy. The Shy.
Logic is
the Shy has been robbed of all these Emmy nominations that they've been bringing up and saying they're like Yellow Jacket got this, Succession got this many. The Shy should have got it. The Shy should have swept them all. Okay, with the nominations.
Stop it. But thank you, Chris. Kim, anything else before we wrap up?
No, absolutely not. This show is crap. It's just annoying. I'm just watching it until it ends, and then I'm done. I have to erase it from my memory.
And we will say,
I actually liked All the Queen's Men more than this because it was fantastical. It was fantastical.
It was.
I was like, none of this shit is real. None of
no,
this.
this is that. Yo,
I was watching a Disney movie. Like,
dude, it's we do, bro. Tyler Perry didn't give a fuck. Realism don't mean nothing to him. He's like, that would stop me. Like, I was like, this is crazy. But anyway. We will get to that in due time. But anyway, guys, thank you guys very much for joining us in chat. Marcus and Mark and team, we appreciate all you. If you want to stick around, we'll be doing the 3-hour documentary on the Supreme Team in a few minutes. We're gonna pick up